Hey guys, welcome to the J-Chip Show. My name is J-Chip, and today I'm doing a podcast with Linda AKA the Gamergirl. You want to say hi?
Hey Internet, what's going on?
So today we're going to be talking about a show called Fruits Basket, the remake that came out in 2019. And it is the remake to my second favorite anime of all time, so... do you have any history with the Fruits Basket manga
No man, I
or
didn't
anime?
know anything about it until you and a couple other people were like, yeah, Fruits Basket is an amazing show, go check it out. And I was like, okay, I got nothing else to do, I'll watch that while I'm watching other movies. So no man, this was the first time ever watching Fruits Basket.
And judging the poster, what was your first impressions of the show?
First impressions from like just seeing like the artwork or anything that was going on when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this because of the anime art style. I was like, I like big eyes. So the female had big eyes. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. I like this storyline. I like it. I'm digging it.
Did you ever see any images from the 2001 anime?
No, I solely started with 2019. That way, I was just like, I'm brand new to this. Let me just start with the 2019 one because I didn't want to, like I wanted to be just on focus on one season and start off with that.
Yeah, that's actually a good shot because the original Fruits Basket does have some filler in it,
Oh, okay, cool.
and the new one's more faithful
Good
to the
thing I did
manga.
pick that one.
Yeah. So I reviewed the show a while back, and I gave it around the same score as I would for the original. I think the new one just hits it home for me. So, what was your what was going through your mind when you were watching the first few
So
episodes?
the first couple episodes, I wasn't getting it at first. I will admit, I was like, "What is going on? What?" And don't know like what to make of it. I'm like, okay, another anime. I'm digging this story a little bit, and the main character was what kept me going. She was one of the reasons why I kept watching it because she's so endearing. She's so all over the place. You know what she reminds me of? Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon has her soft, quirky side, but then she's all over the place, yelling for no reason, running around, going crazy,
Oh
and
yeah.
you're like, okay, calm down, simmer down now. So I saw some attributes of Sailor Moon in that character, and I was like, okay, I vibe with Sailor Moon. I can deal with the quirky, and I see the softer side of her, and she's got a kind heart. Let's see what happens in episodes 3 and 4. And I'm glad I kept going because I like the way that all the characters blended together. They all had their the guys were secretive. You had to figure out why they were so secretive, and she was just like out there. She's like, "Oh, hey everybody, how are you today? What's going on? How are you?" And then you find out that she has a secret, so you have to figure out what her secrets are, and that's what I liked about it. They gave you secrets. They gave you little filler, just for a second. Like, yeah, let's worry about this, but why is that a secret? Let's find out. So you were intrigued and you wanted to keep going.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the animation in the 2018 one is just beautiful. Like, they really stepped up their game.
Yeah, I agree.
So, after the initial reaction, um, who in the first few episodes would you say was your favorite character so far?
Favorite character have to be the main character. I'm not gonna butcher her name. I know her last name's Honda. That's the easiest thing to say. And
Yeah,
yeah, there you go.
Toru
I'm
Honda.
horrible. I will admit with Japanese names. There's no way I'm gonna be able to say it, but yeah, she is the one that I really digged. And the close second is the cat character. He was, another one that I really liked. He was his storyline was so cute. I liked the ending. It was one of those that he progressed so much, so good that they didn't he's just like a side character for goofs and giggles. He literally was, progress, keep going, keep going, keep going, and then you saw the ending, and you're like, oh. So I liked his storyline as well.
I'm a big fan of Shigeru. He's the dog, the guy that runs the establishment. I just think that guy is.
Yeah, yeah. He's got his little quirks too.
Did you watch the show in its English dub?
Yeah, and then I watched a couple episodes with the original characters. So I got a little bit of both. So that way I could see the people who watched it in Japanese. Then I watched a couple episodes with the English dub because I do prefer the native language to whatever the show is. So the whole season, I watched beginning to the end in Japanese. And then I watched about half of the season with the English dub so that I could, get a feel of what they were doing in the English version to see. I was like, oh, it's Laura Bailey. I'm
Yeah,
excited
she's
even
awesome.
more. I like her. She's so good.
So I know you're a fan of the Hitman games, and Shigure, I don't know why, but he sounds like Agent 47.
I can hear that. I can hear Agent 47 in there. Maybe he has the same tonality. I don't think the English version was him, right? I
It
don't think
wasn't the
so.
same guy. He just sounds like him because he got older. A lot of the same
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
the same dub actors in the remake were in the original, and they sound a little bit different.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So Laura did do the both of
Yeah,
them.
she did the original Taru in the original anime, and then she left
Oh, nice.
anime for a while. So this was her first role since probably Soul Eater was her last anime work before coming back to Fruits Basket.
I'll definitely watch the original then.
So it was really nice to hear her voice again because she's awesome as as Toru Honda.
Yeah, I agree. Like I liked her. I have a lot of video games with her voice, and it doesn't matter how many times I hear her voice. Like I instantly know who it is, and I'm like, yay! I like Saints Row the Third. She's always my voice. Like anytime, I don't care what it
Yeah,
is. I like the way she does everything.
I actually didn't know she was in Saints Row the Third.
Yeah. For Saints Row the Third, when you play, you have five options as far as like three female voices and like four male voices. Because Nolan North is like another option altogether. But for the three options, you don't know who the voices are. It just says female one, female two. So it's like Troy Baker is male one, and then Laura Bailey is female one. So it's like one of the voice actors that I like is in that game, and I was like, yay!
I'm not sure if Troy Baker is in Fruits Basket.
I would have to look that up. I don't think he I didn't hear his voice at all, and I can pick him out of like any video game or any like when he does like anime and stuff like that, like comedy or stuff. You can hear like his tone is like, but nah, I didn't hear him at all.
But speaking of the dub, they did change one thing that kind of caught me off guard, and that was the bunny guy. And in the original, they gave him just an
Yeah.
American accent, and in this remake, they decided to give him a Russian accent, which fits more to the character. But
Oh,
I was kind of
okay.
caught off
So
guard
I'm
from hearing the Russian accent.
Okay, I'll have to watch the original now just to see if the accents are different. So it's just for the English version they
Yeah.
changed it, or for they changed it for the Japanese?
They changed it for the English. I don't.
Okay.
I've never heard of a. I never heard of a Japanese person with a Russian accent. I don't think that translates well.
Dude, you gotta watch a couple anime that have it. It is intriguing when they because they do some characters that will like be from Russia and go to Japan and like fight. So I've seen a couple animes where it's different
Yeah.
tonalities, different. You can hear that it's not their native tongue, but they speak it. It's really cool to hear other people from around the world speak Japanese fluently. Like I watched a channel that literally is just Japanese broadcast TV, and there'll be people from Europe, people from Canada, people from like all walks of the world, and they go in there and they show everybody like this is Japan, and they'll speak English, and you can hear their accent, like it's either French or German, Russian, or whatever, and then they speak Japanese, and it's so intriguing to hear a Japanese native speaking tongue speaking Japanese and then jumping back to English. It is so cool to see. Like you gotta find it out. I'll give you the name of it, but it's so cool to see.
So after the first few episodes that you watched, um, now if you, anybody that doesn't know, the show's about essentially this girl who meets this clan, the Soma family, and if the opposite sex were to hug one another, the person who was cursed would become one of the Chinese zodiac animals, including the cat. So essentially, it's her kind of going through each of their stories. Did you have a personal favorite one?
I did find that intriguing. I did when I first heard about it. I thought it was a little weird. I was like, really? But then I realized it's the year that they were born, right? Okay. Oh yeah, then it made sense because they're cursed from the year that they're born. So then I was like, oh, okay, okay. But I digged it after a while because it got funny. They used humor in it. Literally, like it became like they were just like look so heated and angry and just go, "I'm so sorry I hugged you again. I'm so sorry, but I wanted to hug you." And they're just like, "Stop hugging us." So I found that really hilarious.
So within the individual stories, did you have a personal favorite of the characters that you met?
Well, it was a toss up between the main character. I liked her story, and then also it was also the cat story. You know, them two, their stories together, you kind of got why they were, leaning towards each other. I mean, yeah, she was, trying to be with the other family members and chill with them, and secretly had a crush, but it was more like with the cat character, just like a brother sister relationship that happened just in the middle of the story. Like you're like seeing them go and bug each other like a brother and sister would do, and you later see that they are getting closer and they're giving each other advice and they're helping each other out, but they're not like fully there yet. And it's not until like the last couple of episodes that you see that stories are really meshing well with the other stories, and that's why I like those two characters simultaneously because of the fact that they eventually help each other out, and they're like, okay, yeah, I see you're struggling today. Let me help you out, and the characters are like, why? And then last episode happens, and he's like about to say, goodbye. I'm not gonna like spoil it too much, but he goes goodbye. Like I'm out. I see that I'm just making more of a mess than I am, and I'm just gonna go back. And cat character is like running, like no, don't leave. Like I'm so angry that you're leaving, and he's like doing the final battle, and you see like the sequence between him fighting him now and then him fighting him when he was a kid and all that stuff. Then you see that he's like, no, I want you not to leave. And eventually he does, consider him as a son, and you're like, oh wow, that arc was so good. And then she comes over like, hey, hi, like, and he's like, I see how You guys are like being close together. You're helping each other out, and the relationship is worth keeping and make sure that you guys take care of each other. Just like, oh, the feels. Oh, it's so good.
Speaking of feels, I really like the Seahorse's story with him and the girl that he has to erase the memories of. I thought that was a really touching story.
Yeah, she's got a good story.
So we were going through some things that we liked. What were some of the things that you disliked?
Mm, I kind of didn't like the Mean Girls. They were a little stereotypical. Like it was like if I saw a little bit more like difference than the normal, like they're mean, they want to get the main guy. I would have preferred something else, change it up because it gets irritating when it's like the same storyline of like you're trying to get that guy that I like. He's not going with me, so I'm gonna mess with you. Would have like I would have liked to see like a hidden understory, maybe of like why they really do genuinely hate her, other than just she's chilling with the guy that they want to get. That would have been a cool storyline to figure out. Like, oh, they hate the girl. Maybe it was something in the childhood that we didn't see, and then they progress along. That might have been a good story, but that was the only pet peeve I had about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do know that Yuki is the prince.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of Yuki, I wasn't really a big fan of his character. I was not a fan of his silent type, but he does have a pretty cool arc, and he is in some funny moments.
Yeah, I get it. Like he's silent. He's so mysterious. Just like let him talk some more. That's what he's feeling. Just expressions.
And right now there is a season 2, so hopefully the problems we have will go out the window. So that'll be cool.
I'm hoping so too. I haven't been able to find it yet. Because the services that I use for like anime and stuff haven't in it yet because it's brand new, fresh. So I'm still waiting to get the second season because I want to see what happens. I'm so waiting. I'm on the edge of my seat. What happens?
I'm just waiting for it all to end so I can just binge it because I think that's the
Yeah,
best
it
way
is.
to enjoy that show.
It's good. I did that too. I like would watch like 2 or 3 episodes and then come back and watch the other 2 or 3. I feel like it should have been a little bit longer, but I don't know how many manga there are for Fruits Basket, so I can't say like how many they should put in each season.
Yeah, I think 25 episodes is pretty good for a first season. I'm pretty sure the second season is going to have the same amount.
Yeah, yeah. I was intrigued, and then I was like, oh, okay, so they're doing a second season. So I've seen other shows that had manga, and then they were just doing like a mini series instead of like a full like seasons. But then I was like, I need more. Oh, I enjoy those. I like when they do an adaptation of a manga. It's a good thing.
Yeah, so if someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, man, I'm trying to look at this Fruits Basket show," what do you think? What would you say?
I would say yes, go for it. It is an enduring story, and you still have your action, you still have your fighting. Yes, there's a little bit of mystery to everybody, and you want to figure out what the mystery is. And yes, there's the basic they turn into another character, but you have an underlying story of why everybody hates each other, and then it slowly develops as you go along, and you want to keep seeing what's going to happen next. So, not going to leave you wanting more too much, but it definitely keeps you going, I like that, So, go for it, definitely watch, and check out the older one, what that's all about.
Yeah, but if you do check out the older one, please don't be disappointed with the ending because the ending to the original is not very good.
How many seasons is the
But at
original?
least it's just one season.
Oh, sad.
Uh, pretty much what happened is that the mangaka was sick throughout half of the show, so she couldn't write new material for the manga, so they had to write some filler episodes, and they had a very anticlimactic ending.
Makes sense now. Okay. So she did it later, or
Yeah, she ended up finishing the
okay.
franchise when she got better. It's just the stuff that we didn't see didn't get animated.
I gotcha. Okay.
But this season 2 will have the season 2 will have all the new content that was in the manga that was never animated.
Okay, that's good. Yay! I'm excited. Oh, it finished with the manga, right? There's no more manga gonna be out.
There is a sequel series called Fruits Basket Another, but I have no idea what that's about because I haven't seen any of it.
Okay, I'll definitely have to check that out too. I like to watch all the way through, or I like to read a manga all the way through. I've done that before where I've seen a manga progress and I'll just buy it and just keep it to the side, and then when I get enough manga, I'll just start reading it because I don't like to get anticipation. So I might do that. I'll check it out and see what it is a little bit about, but I'm not gonna read the whole thing so I can wait, because if it's in the middle of it, I don't want to keep waiting for the next whatever month and a half for the next one to come out.
So another person comes up to you and says, "So I really like this Fruits Basket show, but I don't know what else to watch. What shows do you recommend to people that love Fruits Basket?"
Depends on your style, but if you're into Fruits Basket, I would say definitely Sailor Moon is one. There is another one. I forgot the name of it now, but it's got dry humor. What was that one? There was one that... one second. Let me see. It was Fireworks. Fireworks. Yeah. Watched it on Netflix.
Okay.
It's another good romance anime.
Fireworks is on Netflix, I believe.
Something to watch. It's worth your time. If you don't like romance, then I would see some Blame. Blame is another good anime.
I don't think I've seen Blame, but it is on Netflix. I do know of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
So you see where I'm going. Everything is on Netflix. It's easy to access, and Netflix is cheap. Yeah. So if you have a lot of time on your hands, there's plenty of anime out there to watch. But I would say start with those two, and then from there you are able to feel what I'm watching, and you'll know what I'll recommend next.
Have you ever heard of a show called Ouran High School Host Club?
I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen that one.
That's a show I definitely recommend to people who like Fruits Basket.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out since you gave me a good one, Fruits Basket, which I probably would have never seen. I'll definitely check that out next. Netflix also?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. I will find it.
To wrap things... What would you say?
I said I'll definitely find it. I'll watch it.
Awesome. So to wrap things up here, hopefully we can do this again by the time season 2 ends, because that'd be a cool discussion. Yeah. But where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Linda AKA the Gamergirl. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, normal YouTube sesh stuff.
Yeah, and you make really awesome content, so I highly recommend you check out Linda AKA the Gamergirl. Do you have any final thoughts, any final words that you want to say before you stop recording?
Yeah. If you ever have a lot of anime that you are holding back because you don't know if somebody is into anime or stuff like that, talk to them about it. See if they have anything that they ever watched. You never know. And it might start a discussion, and it might lead to more people watching a show that you like, and you have more friends to talk about it.
But Thank you for coming onto my channel. I really appreciate it. And again, I hope we can meet again once season 2.
Yeah, likewise. It was an honor to be on here.
And for everyone else, hit that subscribe button if you want to see anime reviews and gaming pickups and all that stuff. Hit that like button if you like it. And I'll see you next time. Big thanks to Stuffy Play, Warpbait, and Nia-chan for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome.